Hello guys, how you all doing? Well, I'm good myself. And then yeah, today we got another question that I'm just gonna try and answer. And I'm glad that this guy brought this question up because I did make a video about time frame combinations, but I always advise you guys, if there's something that I said or a concept that I made a video on and you feel like you need more clarity on, you are more than welcome to just throw a comment in there, and then I'll just try and simplify it further or use a different scenario to try and explain it. Well, this guy here, Mr. Mvano Peba, is asking about how the time frame combination works. Like, after analyzing on your higher time frame of your choice, do you go down and analyze the one where you're going to execute on, or you just wait until it hits the support or resistance on your higher time frame, then you execute, or what? That's his question. So the question is, after analyzing on your higher time frame, what's the next step? Do I go on a smaller time frame and analyze, or I just wait for the price until it hits a zone, a higher time frame zone, then I execute? That's his question. So that's what I'm be trying and answering in this question in this video. Well, my guy, don't confuse yourself, ne? This is what I will tell you. When you're talking about a higher time frame, it's not to say a higher time frame of your choice. Remember, I gave you a list to say we've got our time frames. They range from I will advise you just to go until M15. Don't go lower than that. You can do M15, and then I don't like M30. Usually I skip it. I just do M15, H1, H4, daily, weekly, monthly, right? So if, let's say, usually you'll see me giving an example with daily, because that's the one I like. So if, let's say, the first decision that you need to make is how many time frames are you gonna go with. That's the first question that you need to ask yourself. Like I said, you need at least two, so you can don't remember, you can't just analyze everything from monthly and then say I'll execute on M15. Like, I'll check monthly, weekly, daily, H4, H1, M15, because if you do it like that, chances are that you'll find that this is saying something and maybe they are agreeing, but from here you're starting to lose the sequence. They are no longer allowing agreeing with each other. So it means you will hardly find all of them agreeing with each other. So that's why you need just two. So now, usually, if, let's say, you decide to go with two, like, this is the question that you need to ask yourself, and then you conclude that you're only gonna go with two time frames, right? So let's just go and say you are using daily and H4, right? So it means when we're talking of a higher time frame, because when your sequence only involves daily and H4, it means the higher time frame for you is daily, because this is the highest time frame you have on your sequence, and the smaller time frame will be H4, which is going to be your execution time frame, right? So you are done with identifying your time frame. So that's you saying, answering the first question to say how many time frames do I need, and you concluded that you're just gonna go with just using two time frames, right? And then here comes the next step. The next thing that you need to answer is to understand is, now, because I decided that I'll go with two time frames, and it's let's say daily and H4, right? And you now need to understand, what do I use daily for? Daily is my highest time frame. So every time I analyze, because I'm starting from daily, I will always tell you that, because you're trading this, right? Trading this, so these time frames, they don't matter much to you, so you don't really need them, because they are smaller than what you're doing. But these big guys here on your right, these big guys here, these two, you can't ignore them, because they have more power than what you're trading. Remember, you're trading daily and H4, so weekly has got more power to dictate the direction over your daily. So that's why, even though you are trading daily and H4, you still need to just quickly, 2 minutes or just a second, like 30 seconds. Once you get comfortable with it, you won't be wasting time. You just quickly check your weekly. How's the weekly chart? And then how's the monthly chart? Then you're done. Then you're going to your main time frames, which is this. But keeping in mind the picture that you got from the highest time frame, that you decided that they are way out of your combination, but they are still bigger than you. They can still dictate the direction. So you can't ignore them, but you can ignore these two if you decide to go with this. Evan? So now you'll be like, when I get to daily, which is the, remember when we're analyzing, we always start from the top going down. So when you get to the daily, you need to assess the market structure, the market structure or the trend. You need to decide on the main trend to say, is my daily going up, or is it going down, or is it going sideways? If, let's say, after doing all the assessment, you conclude that daily is going up, then maybe you'll be able to draw what? Bullish trend line. Then you just have to mark your zone above or your resistance and zone below your support. Then you know that on your daily you have your, it's going up, you have your bullish trend line, you have your, maybe the resistance on daily is still up there, and then the nearest support is there. That's all that you need from your daily, right? Then after that, you don't have to do much on this one. You know that on daily the zone is here, the other zone is there, the opposing zone is there, and my trend line is here. For as long as I'm still above there, so here is just for me to know that where is my bigger time frame going, so that when I'm going down to my H4, I'll be looking for trades in that direction. But they don't have to necessarily happen here. I'll show you why. Let's go to the smaller time frame. So all you have to do on your daily is this, or on your highest time frame. So here we're saying daily because we said we're giving an example as like with daily, like you picked daily and H4 as your time frames, right? Then you are done. So now you're going down to your H4. You're going down to your H4. Remember, you did your analysis on daily. You know how the daily looks like. You marked your support, you marked your resistance, you marked your trend line and all this stuff. So now you go down to H4, right? And then on H4, remember, you will need to treat each time frame as an individual time frame, right? So you can't say because I marked a zone on daily, I don't have to mark a zone in H4. Remember, you need to have 6 candlesticks, 6 H4 candlesticks. They make just one daily candlestick. So you see that all these candlesticks, before you have one candlestick on the daily, they can change the structure on this time frame. So that's why you must treat each time frame as an individual time frame, and not say because I know that on daily I had support around this area, so I don't have to do anything on H4. No, on a daily, it's your main trend. You know where it is going, you know where the bigger zone is, which is the zone on your bigger time frame, which is a daily, but you still need to check the zones on your execution time frame. So you're gonna go to your H4 and still do the same thing. Check the trend, put your trend line, and also mark your zones, right? If after checking the trend you find that the H4 is also going up, but remember, you've got too many candlesticks on H4 compared to daily, so chances are that daily can look like this, right? But you'll find that the trend line that you're going to have on daily, like this here, this is your daily trend line. But you'll find that when you're going down to your H4, you find that this move here on H4, it's like this, meaning your H4 trend line will be here and not here. So that's what I'm saying. You need to treat each time frame as an individual time frame. So you do your analysis and then you conclude that H4 is going up. You need to put the trend line and then mark your zones. So the zone, in a sense that for as long as daily is still pointing up and my H4 is pointing up, if I identify H4 support, I'm more than welcome to buy from it, for as long as the H4 trend line is not broken. Remember, once a trend line is broken on any time frame, you're not welcome to take trades on that time frame. For instance, if let's say we're going up on H4 and then we break the trend line, even though you have a nice support here, we cannot take that trade in the upward like to the upside. If the bullish trend line is not holding, the opposite goes for selling. If we're going down and then we break the trend line, we are no longer allowed to sell on this time frame. Why? Because the trend is no longer going down. Why are we selling? We are only allowed to sell on a certain time frame if the trend on that time frame or the trend line on that time frame is agreeing with us. So that's why when you're saying for us to take trades, are we going to execute, only wait for the price to hit our higher time frame zone before you can execute? The answer is no. For as long as you know that your higher time frame is going up, when you go down to your smaller time frame or execution time frame, if the trend on the execution time frame is also pointing up, then it means you are more than welcome to buy from all your valid support areas on your execution time frame for as long as trend line is holding on that execution time frame. Or sometimes you'll find that the price doesn't drop all the way down to your support, because remember I'm giving an example with buying, that's why you're using the support. So sometimes you'll find that when the price is dropping, if let's say your support is here, you're looking to buy from this, sometimes the price doesn't reach there, it finds support from the trend line, so you can also execute there because of what the trend line is holding. And but remember, I can't just go and execute, I need to look for reversal signs, then I can execute from there. Why are we buying? Why are we so obsessed with buying? Because our higher time frame is pointing up, and even the trend line on our execution time frame is pointing up, is holding. So anything that points to the upside, I will take it. That's how you go about it, my guy. So the higher, you just need to remind yourself that keep in your head that the highest time frame on your sequence, you just use it to check the trend, and then the smallest one, that's where you'll be executing. So let's say your higher time frame or your daily is still pointing up, but when you check h4 was like this, and then trend line broken. Then what is it that you have to do now? Because they are no longer agreeing, and there's a very nice support here. Remember I said, because on this h4 trend h4 time frame, the trend is no longer going up, we are no longer allowed to buy from that time frame. Why? Because the time frame is not going up. But because our daily time frame is still pointing up, if this drop, you'll start to see this side, because remember there's too many candlesticks here, maybe you'll see here having 1 bar or 2 bars this side. If this drop moves towards a daily support, then I can take h4 zone inside that daily support. Why? Because I'm not, as much as I'm taking the h4 zone, but I'm trading what? Daily support. Why are we taking the daily support? Yes, because the daily is still going up and the h4 is not going up. That's why we're not buying on h4. We are buying from daily support. Why? Because the daily is still holding. That's why I'm saying the only time you're allowed to buy is if your trend line is holding. If your trend line is not holding on that time frame, whichever time frame you're looking at, then the time frame, the trend line is broken, you can't buy from there, or you can't sell from there. You are only allowed to take a trade in the same direction, like you're allowed to take the trade in the upside only at a bigger zone where the trend line on that time frame, if let's say this is a bigger zone, this is a daily support, and our daily trend line is still holding perfectly, still pointing up, then I can take that one. Why? Because the daily is still holding. I couldn't take this h4 once. Why? Because h4 trend line is broken. I hope this makes sense, my guy. And then yeah, I tried to make it as simple as possible. Just give yourself time. With time, you're going to digest all of this, and then it will all connect. So if you still don't understand, make sure that the videos that I put on my channel, you follow them from, in the sequence that I put them. Then you'll see that all you need is just screen time, my guy. Give yourself time. This, you're going to get it. You're going to nail it. So I tried to make sure that you watch this video over and over again. I tried to make it as simple as possible, but with time, I can guarantee you are going to be all fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to get it. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Sharp, sharp.